In the end, it took less than 30 years for the world as we know it to fall. 95% of the population died. There were a litany of causes, not that it mattered in the end. Our infrastructure failed, and with no electricity, our communications, lights, and internet failed too. There weren't even enough survivors left to tend the fields and care for the remaining livestock. As if any of us had any of the necessary skills. Those few of us who remained barricaded ourselves into makeshift fortresses, although they had no idea what we thought we were hiding from. To paraphrase that ass T.S. Eliot, not with a bang, but with a whimper, the world ended. Almost. In the late 2050s, the builders ended the crisis by combining biology, precision mechanics, and thermohydraulics to make constructs from the dead, human and otherwise. These automatons took up all the necessary repetitive tasks that keep us alive. The constructs follow algorithms and programmable, mindless cycles. The dead of all species have taken the place of slaves, and like those slaves, they have become the basis on which our recovery and our economy grow. They are everywhere. As humans, we have lost almost everything. But we do have what humanity has always had. We have hope.
Oh, hello, hello, hello. This is Dirty 20 Gaming. My name is Kevin, and I keep looking over there to make sure shit is working. So it is. This is Dirty 20 Gaming. My name is Kevin. I said that already, but I'll do it twice because it's true both times. These wonderful people came here tonight to play a game with me, so we're going to get to that in just a split second, right after I tell them how wonderful they are. You're wonderful, Bison. Tell us about yourself.
Hi, I'm Bison. I do stuff a lot, actually. On Mondays, I play Jack Aldridge on our Buffy the Vampire Slayer game, Grave New World. It's been a while. I can't remember the names of everything. On Tuesdays, I run my own game here on the channel. It's called Carnage Heights. It's a Cyberpunk Red game. We've been on hiatus for a couple of weeks because August sucks. And on my own channel, I have been streaming Armored Core 6 because it's amazing and I'm obsessed. But the last couple of days, I haven't been playing it because I'm at a boss and he's scary and I'm scared.
Okay.
But that's me.
Yeah.
And I'm here today playing Sid
Ain't
Meier's
that life?
From
the,
Soft Fears.
the next of the wonderfuls. That's what that's what you're
FFF.
calling you all tonight because you're all
F-
you're all
FSF.
GMs. You're all GMs and you're all amazing people, so you're all wonderfuls. That was the first of the wonderfuls. The second of the wonderfuls. Let's go with. Oh, look at them! Look at them both, just looking at me. Oh, this is fun. I should just stay here.
I'm
Forever.
not looking at you.
This is so much fun. Let's go.
Do your worst, Kevin. Do your worst.
Oh, fine then. I'll go. I'll go the other way with Robin then. Hi, Robin.
Hi.
Good.
Hi,
You play right into my hand.
What do you do?
My trap card.
What do you do when you're not here, visibly?
Well, when I'm not here visibly, I'm sometimes here invisibly in
Yes.
chat. I also do art sometimes, and I also mainly have been dealing with a new cat child that is still causing havoc. I love her, but she's a menace. And trying to figure out life around that.
Yeah, cat mom. No. Okay. Next. I mean, there's no point in waiting now. It's like, who am I gonna pick next?
Oh.
We've kept him in a black box all night. Wayward Night. I'm calling you that. What do you do? Where can we find you? I call you that because that's your name on the internet. Go.
Yeah, I'm Wayward Knight, aka Chris. I am an artist and a lot of other things on the internet. You can find all of my stuff there. You can buy
Bam.
my art. You can buy my stickers. You can follow me on Instagram where all of the latest shenanigans happen.
Yes.
You can find me on the Discord for Dirty 20 Gaming. I'm there constantly. You can also find me. Well, first of all, you can find me here on Saturday nights playing Delilah Stillwater, and you can find me here again on Monday nights GMing our Grave New World Buffy the Vampire Slayer game. I almost said
Yikes.
gang.
It
I'm
is a
not part of the
gang.
gang. I'm the GM.
Oh, that's part of the gang. I've watched that game. That is a communal storytelling game, whether it was ever supposed to be or not. I absolutely
Supposed
love
to
it. It's
be.
like, so could I do this? Is one of my favorite things to hear from a player if they really sound like they mean it. So yeah, especially when the GM says yes. So speaking of saying yes, let me say yes a whole bunch. But first, we're using, roughly speaking, the necrobiotic rule set. In other words, we're using the card mechanic from that game, and we started in their world, although we kind of left it behind quite a bit. But that's where the idea came from for all of it. So inspired by and rules roughly by necrobiotic. The map you see is courtesy of our virtual tabletop of choice of Roll20. And the art background images are all from Pixabay and our resident artist, who I tried to take the credit for it, but wouldn't do it. Robin cuts a lot of holes in this art and helps make it pretty and does layouts and all kinds of stuff. We also use Hero Forge for our character creation. Let's go. It was a long time ago, so let's have a sip of coffee and start this over. Hello, this is Dirty 20 Gaming. My name's Kevin. Maybe not that far back. Let's start. Well, we can't start with Sid. He's unconscious. Delilah and Artemis and Coas were having a chat until Delilah punched Coas.
We fell into a heap after pulling the dragon out from
After
the
trying
alley.
to pull the dragon,
Yes.
Coas came up from behind.
Yes.
Artemis elbowed him
Yes.
in the side because
Yes.
he came up behind her and she's already on edge.
Yes.
And then Delilah saw him and punched him because reasons.
She punched him, missed her target, and hit him below the belt.
Yes. Yes.
On accident.
And then we fell into a pile underneath
And
the
then
giant
we
dragon.
fell into a pile under the giant dragon.
Yes. At which point, I'm sure somebody will start this week by somebody yelling, "Get a room!"
Oh, and he's the considered like royalty.
All of
He's
you.
the VIP.
Oh yeah, he's the
Yeah.
king.
He's the
Well,
king.
yeah,
Well, because
you're-
Delilah and Artemis didn't go in with them, so we probably wouldn't have been.
No, that's
Oh
right.
yeah,
the
we
two
wouldn't
of you.
know
noticed.
that.
Yeah.
We
We
wouldn't know
wouldn't
that, and they wouldn't know we're with them.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
But you guys do know where the car is parked, right?
No,
No.
it got moved.
Because it got
Oh.
moved.
Okay. So
It's
this is
at the hotel.
a very good time because Coas knows, right?
Mhm.
Because he was with you.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah.
At this point, after standing back up and speaking in a bit of a squeaky voice, he explains to you which hotel you're staying at and where the car is parked. He keeps looking at you like he's going to ask, and then he keeps looking at Artemis like he doesn't want to. It's like he looks like he's afraid both of you are going to hit him again if he says anything.
Fair.
So he just kind of backs away from the dragon, like maybe that's why you're angry. Maybe he thought he was taking your dragon, and like at this point he's just sort of trying to get out of range, right? And that's when one of the town guard rolls up. Runs up and
Sonic segue.
yes, runs up and takes a knee in front of Coas and bows his head, and Coas first kind of looks at him like, "What the hell? Oh, right, I'm a king." And speak! And it's like least convincing command voice ever, right? Even though he's a cop, he's all flustered. And he says, the Fairmaster requests your presence. It's a matter of some urgency. Okay. Are we all going? And they go, to you guys. The fair master would very much request just you, sir, your highness, sir, your highness. And he's like bowing to the point where he's almost going to fall over.
Your Cernus.
Yes.
Your sirness. Your high sir.
Your gratitude, your fantabulousness, sir, ish.
Your wonderfulness.
Dear sir or madam. Yes, he stands back up and starts again.
Or current resident.
Yes.
I feel like Artemis just gets progressively more and more confused as this conversation continues. She has no idea why they're treating Koas like this. She doesn't even know when he got back.
Yep. And the guard stands up and, if you would, your highness, sir, please, sir. The fair master, sir, not me, sir. Like he's afraid Koas is going to thump him for speaking out of turn. And Koas is, I mean, it's Koas, right? He's the least thumpy looking, he's the worst fake king ever at this moment. But he's got to follow, the guy's got to follow the rules. So he looks at you, well, you know where to find me after the hotel car. And he turns to go. You guys say anything to him on the way out? Here's your chance. He's hardly here to defend himself.
No, Artemis already told him he shouldn't startle her like that. She's just confused now.
Delilah just kind of broods.
Yep.
She has thoughts, but she's not going to scream them across the fair.
So Koas leaves. He does that thing where he's following the guy, but he keeps turning and looking. And about every third turn to look, he turns a little more like he's going to come back. And then, and then finally he gets far enough away, he like goes around a corner and breaks the tension, and he's gone.
I think Delilah will, like, I feel like it takes a little bit too long for them to lose sight of Koas, and it gets a little awkward, and then Delilah just goes.
Just as he goes, yeah. Oh, let's make it really awkward. They look like
I feel like both Artemis and Delilah do it at the same time.
And I'm going to add to the awkwardness. You do that because they look like they're going to turn off the main thoroughfare. You guys start doing that. And then it turns out they were just going around somebody. They got another block to go. So you have to spend the whole block there kind of playing out. The
moment when you say goodbye to somebody, but then you guys both turn
to
go the same way.
Yes, exactly. You said it takes longer than normal for them to get out of sight. So yeah, you guys have to do the ship going over the horizon thing. Can you still see him? I can still see him. You're taller than me though. Yeah, yeah.
Hanky.
And eventually
start waving the dragon's hand too.
Yeah. Speaking of the dragon, when they finally, neither of you can see Koas and his entourage of one heading back towards the center of the fair, the two of you and the biggest prize in the fair, a somewhat scruffy, a little bit beat up, a little bit squeezed between two tents, a little bit splattered in the mud, a little bit slept under, a little bit cried on, but still most expensive thing in the entire fairgrounds, and the two of you. It's kind of when you notice there's a respect circle around the two of you. People just kind of walk up and it's like a bubble. You may not be royalty, but like you're sitting there with 10,000 snakes or whatever the hell it was, you know, you're thousandaires with that one thing.
Snakes, frogs, wolves.
Snakes, frogs, dogs.
Unicorn.
Frogs, dogs.
Wolves. And
dragons.
Unicorn.
Dragons. And then
unicorn dragon.
And then this thing, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Artemis is just like, what was that about?
Shortest appearance ever. Hey, boom, oh, I gotta go.
Well, I'm just gonna swallow my kidney again.
Yeah, let's call it your kidney. This is a family show. It isn't. Never mind.
Is it?
No, never let reality get in the way of a joke. Continue, please. The two of you and your dragon in the middle of the fair.
Well, that was weird. Are you okay?
The smart thing would be to say no, wouldn't it?
Yeah, if you wanted to lie.
I mean, I think I've learned something just now, and it's a truth that was not universally acknowledged. But perhaps now it is. I have a lot to think about.
Okay.
What
Well,
is going on in your head?
flashback to the fireworks.
Besides pain. Besides,
Oh, well, that gets rid of a lot of that.
I'll still do. I'm not going to make the noises, Robin.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm trying to be okay with the fact that this is the relationship I have with Gus, and it doesn't seem like he wants to talk about it anytime soon. So I will bottle that up for later and deal with the
do you want
consequences
to punch
later.
the dragon? You can punch the dragon.
Not right now. How are we supposed to maneuver him?
My theory, we get him to the hotel, and then we use. I need another bag because I'm running out of space. So I think turn the head into a bag. Reupholster the car with the body because it needs better seats.
It would be more
And
cushiony.
yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. The seats in that car are really
Suck.
not comfortable.
This is like
And
ripping apart
then-
$1,000 bill to do $200 worth of upholstery.
I mean, it's gonna be useless everywhere else.
That's okay because my brain stopped. Part of me stopped listening to you when you said the image of the two of you getting it to the hotel because it's 12 feet long. So I got in my head, there's like head and neck, and then Delilah. So you can only see from like the waist down because the arms are down like this. And then there's the swayback dragon, and then
Oh,
right
like
where the
those
back
Chinese
legs,
dragons.
and right where the back
Yep.
legs are, there's just another set of legs, and that's Artemis underneath the back legs like this, but you can't see
And the
because they're
middle
underneath
bounces.
Yes, and it does that,
Yeah.
and then the tail behind, yeah, going
The
around
weirdest
people,
portage.
yeah.
I
But yeah, very much the Chinese dragons, but comical and patchwork and stuffy. Yeah. But you
I
haven't
don't know what to
started
do with
that
the
yet.
tail yet, but
We can always brainstorm. If we have a hotel room, then we could always just store it. But it sounds like we have a craft project. And I'm good at those.
anything to distract from this hell.
And also, I'm assuming that none of the boys are with the car, so
Yeah. Oh god, the look on their faces when they found what we did to
it's
the
gonna be
seats.
amazing.
It's gonna be great.
Okay. Speaking of the
Girl
boys,
bonding.
two things.
Yes.
Is it okay if we put those together and you guys had that conversation while walking towards
Yeah,
sure.
with
We
Yeah,
just
that's
need
underneath
to
fine.
have
it? Yeah,
started
okay,
moving.
Perfect.
Mhm.
Because just as you mentioned the lads, you're kind of beelining, right? I'm assuming you're just sort of like watching for trouble, but you're kind of
Well, we're trying to
beelining, right?
find the place, I think, because we don't really know where a lot of the things are.
Yeah.
Because Artemis was just
Well-
following Delilah, and Delilah was kind of in a fugue state.
Yeah. It's like it's called, the Grand something or other, so it's probably one of the big ones in the middle of town. So yeah, for sure. You
Yeah.
guys, the
In the
dragon
middle
wander,
of town.
the dragon wandereth, looking for this particular place. But that's perfect because just as you mentioned the boys, you hear down a side street to your left a sound you've heard, but probably not many people have. It's a sort of a large amount of electricity being released. But yeah, there's just that zoom. And do you look? Because you guys are like literally under the dragon. You'd have to sort of lift the
Yeah,
leg.
I'm like
Use an elbow to lift the leg.
Artemis will kind of like do that thing where you kind of like turn around while
Yeah.
holding something, so you kind of like move your arms.
Yeah.
It's like
And down at the end of Lonely Street, never mind. It's down at the end of a small street. You can see along both sides of this alley are sort of the unofficial stalls. It's people who have set up their own little booths, and people go in there and play.
Hustlers,
yeah, exactly. It's still they're still
charlatans.
playing for snakes and stuff like that. But way down at the end of it, you see Stefano. He's got a tube about that long, and he's looking down at somebody on the ground in the alley, and he's cranking the handle on this thing like he's fishing for bass. Just bzzz, and his eyes are like this big, and you, as you sort of look, all you hear from the distance is, "Pay me, you fucker!" And and you can see the spark starting to build on this little stick.
Artemis will kind of look to
Delilah is going to, Delilah immediately, like, she shoots Artemis a, like, protect the dragon.
The dragon goes,
ass to head.
yeah.
Delilah just goes, 1 minute, and then she's going to clump the dragon down, like flump the dragon down.
Yeah.
And then sprint over to Stefano, and basically she's already punched Coas. She's just gonna, she doesn't care anymore. She's gonna fucking punch Stefano and be like, "What the hell are you doing?"
You kind of slam into him, and for a second, his eyes come around first, so the hand wound Tesla coil does not come around in any way. He sees, oh, this guy didn't pay me.
So you threaten him with electricity?
I didn't threaten him. I fucking nuked him. And you look down, and this guy's on the ground still.
Full kick to the balls. Full move to the balls.
Okay. Give me. I got the thing here. That's physical.
Combat. It's diamonds.
That's combat. That's diamonds. Play diamonds for me. How many diamonds you got?
I don't have any diamonds, but I do have an 11.
Okay, played 2 cards, so that's 1 success. All
A
right.
5 and a 6.
Okay, perfect. You clang him right in the clangers. He winces, but stays there, and says, "Yeah, cup. Always wear a cup at work." And he kind of steps back. "You look like you enjoyed that." And then he goes back to the guy starting. Wait. He says, "It's 2 fucking snakes. You got that for 2 fucking snakes." Guy's like, I got snakes. He starts reaching for his pouch, pulls out 2 snakes and holds them up, still shaking, towards Stefano.
Jesus. Delilah grabs the snakes and then pushes Stefano away so that this guy can get the fuck up and get the fuck out. And then she holds up the snakes to him.
Yes.
And goes, "Are you fucking insane?
You cannot
Are
show
you
weakness.
fucking insane?
You can't show weakness here."
You can't show murderous tendencies either."
"Oh, that's why I used electricity. It won't kill him."
Right. Do you know what electricity does?
Yes. It makes you go.
Oh my god. No wonder you're unpaid.
Oh, rude.
No, appropriate. You could kill someone. You don't do that.
Well, how else am I going to get paid? I ripped him
don't know.
off fair and square.
Maybe care about something that isn't money. And then she like pushes the 2 snakes into his chest and is like, "I'm gonna fucking kill anyone," and then walks back to the dragon.
Okay. He stays if you look back, he stands there holding the 2 snakes to his chest, not moving until you guys walk away. You don't. He never moves while you're in his while he's in your line of sight. Unless you go back, you won't know what happened after that.
Fuck, hits him again.
What the hell was he doing?
Trying to squeeze some money out of some poor sucker. And oh my god,
With electricity.
poor bastard. Yes, he's a goddamn lunatic.
I thought I had murderous intent.
Because he didn't
I
tell
was
you guys
mostly
about his
joking.
game. The other guys know how the game works. That he runs a crooked game. But yeah,
He said
you
he
guys
ran
hadn't-
he told us that he got all the money he got that started the problem in the first
Yes.
place by running a rigged game.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yep.
If he does, okay.
If he does anything bad, we don't know
Contingency
him.
plan. Contingency plan. If he kills someone, that's on him. We don't know him.
We never met him. He gets to stay here.
Yep.
Or if we do know him, we kill him first.
Dump him in the river. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's go defile his
God.
car.
Yes.
And you pick up the dragon
Yes.
and
We pick up the dragon and
the dragon
With
flumps down the
this
street.
maniacal
Do that again, that was fun.
giddy thing of like knowing we are going to do something that's probably going to horrify
Yeah.
both
Oh.
him, maybe Verite, and maybe
Yeah.
Sid.
Well, where you guys are, you can make the dragon dance. It's dun, 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 dun. Oh, the dragon. It's
does
doing like a
Stefano, like-
salsa all by itself.
does Stefano catch a glimpse of like the tail of the dragon as we're like leaving?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You see, he's still holding the thing.
You probably
and
saw
then he just, like,
Artemis.
and then you're gone. So, yeah.
I see his brain is trying to calculate just how much that
Yeah.
thing's worth.
Yeah.
That's not going to be worth much after we're done with it.
I wonder if she believes in magic. No.
So I guess we make it to the
Do we
hotel
have
and
to
like
do anything special to get into the hotel?
As you get there, as you're heading, you pull up with the dragon, and security's like, until you pop out from underneath and they see your faces, and then the head doorman sort of leans back and looks at, there's a chalkboard on the side, and there's actually drawings of the two of you that are fairly good.
Why are we there?
You were described by these guys, so when you showed up, you could get in.
Oh, okay.
Your
Yeah, okay.
your guests, and yeah,
Be our
so
guests.
he kind of looks at the board, looks at the two of you, nods, reaches over and erases the two of you off the board, and gestures to the doors.
we kind of like squeeze the dragon in. We have to like
Have to like squeeze.
smoosh it in a little bit to like
Oh,
fit
oh
through
no,
the,
oh no.
the door frame.
As you try to do that, the doorman whistles without a whistle, he just a two-finger thing that I can't do. Never have
Oh
been able
man,
to.
that's impressive.
There, and about 10 porters come out, conveniently wearing red uniforms. They take the dragon from you and get underneath it. Millipede warning. So now there's like 20 sets of red legs underneath your dragon. They open up the big
Wow.
double doors to the convention center, and your dragon goes. It's a completely different movement because when you guys did it, it was, and now it's just.
Ugh.
Yeah, I warned you. Multiple feet.
No, I
issues.
love it. I love
Yeah.
It's just a drum roll.
Yeah, yeah.
it.
This place just keeps getting weirder.
Well, let's go dismantle it and piss people off.
Yeah, yeah.
And the doorman says to you, with a grin on his face, like he might know that he's giving you information you don't have, shall we have it delivered to the penthouse?
Yes.
Excuse me?
I'm going to go with the yes. And he yells to the disappearing dragon,
Did my brother get
patchwork
into?
dragon butt.
I
heading
don't
into
know,
the,
but it's great. My penthouse was destroyed. So,
And
you know,
yeah.
let's see what they got.
So into the building.
Sorry,
into-
that wasn't meant as like a brag.
No, that's your you see the elevator here is it's an elevator, which is kind of cool. It's quite literally people powered. It's the big wheel. with
Oh
the
my
people
god.
inside it.
Yeah.
The people inside
Hey,
it have
Mr.
the look.
Wheel.
Yeah, the people inside it look like they've been here too long. Like maybe they're in there because they owe money and they're
Ooh.
just grinding away carrying this big elevator.
Don't teach them kickboxing.
the
They'll ruin the place.
legs that they've got. Jesus, yeah, but yeah, that's the elevator that will take you to the penthouse if you go. This place is this is you know they say there's Broadway, then there's off Broadway, then there's off Broadway. This is like
Yeah.
off Vegas. It looks like gold paint, but it isn't even really good gold
Like the
paint.
MGM Grand.
Yeah, it's not even good fake gold. It's bad fake gold paint. It's several.
I know
steps.
exactly what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
stuff's
I
peeling.
know exactly.
Yeah,
I have some of it in my craft room.
yeah, it's all dim and dark, and that's partly so you
Yeah.
can't see how out of how bad it all is. Um, but yeah, it's one of those places. But having said that, it is the nicest place in town. This whole place is like this. It's all just clapboard and lies, right?
It's kind of like the false town in like Blazing Saddles.
Yes, yeah, very
And like
much.
it's just the
It's
facades
all
and that's it.
exactly except the people and everything else. Everything here is a facade, right? Everything.
Mhm.
So you guys go upstairs, or you gonna have a look around first, or actually, we're gonna leave you guys standing in that shabby lobby for a second because I want to scoot over to the ever patient Bison and get Sid wake Sid the fuck up because Sid, you went, you know, a fella of Sid's experience you think might know a little better than to go drinking at a fair alone. I mean, drugged or not, I mean, I'll give you that. You had some self control. You got drugged, but still, pissing off into a city like this when you arrived with the kingly bit, the kingly thing, the kinglet, coess the kinglet. Um, you maybe as you get clonked in the back of the head and the lights go out, maybe you think this wasn't a good idea. Um, it really, really starts to hurt. That's how you know you're still alive. But it starts to hurt here, right between the shoulders,
Ooh.
because you realize your hands are tied behind a chair and you're hanging forward like that. One leg tied to each leg of the chair. It's not a big chair. It's like a little kitchen chair. You could topple it at any time.
It's gonna be tiny compared to Sid.
Oh yeah, Sid's huge.
Oh
but,
my gosh.
yeah, so but it's a kitchen chair, right? No arms.
Yeah.
It's not the
Yeah.
captain's chair at the end of the table. It's the everybody else chair. Other than
think
that, there's a couple little lamps ahead of you, and you can see classically on a table, and you can see classically behind that the shape. It's got the lights shining at you, so you can just see the outline of a body. Person sitting there.
Sid doesn't really jolt awake or anything. But once he realizes where he is, he spits on the ground to see if it's blood.
It isn't, but what it is hangover mouth.
Oh,
Like
it's
it's
just
yeah,
cotton.
it's just toxic, and it shouldn't have come out of humans. And it almost like you spit in it. There's almost no spit because you're so dehydrated.
It's just a foam ball.
Yeah, and it is.
I've been that dehydrated before.
Yeah. And the voice from the other side of the table says, when you're done, how much do you think you're worth? What does a good footman go for these days?
Mate, I'm about as worth as a bucket of piss these days.
Yes, but it's a bucket of kingly piss, isn't it? It must be worth something.
You got steamworks need fixing. I can do that. Your friend needs his jaw rebroken. I can do that. Footman. This isn't Buckingham Palace.
and there's you can kind of see them lean back and tilt their head to the side. Well, you better hope they're willing to pay. I was thinking 3 or 4 dragons.
I'm worth the copper in my apron and the skills in my hands. I survived a volcano. You're gonna kill me? Bloody fine.
Oh, no, 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 no. I'm not going to kill you. I'm just going to sit here and watch you shrivel. And they stand up, and you see them heading towards the door, the far side of the room.
I'll be waiting a long time, mate. I'm already dead. And he looks around and he sees all of the ghosts.
Yeah. What what do they look like? What are they doing as this guy stops with his hand on the door and they I mean, you see ghosts. There's a shiver, right? Even if they aren't there, your belief, your passion, he kind of stops with one hand on the door and a shiver passes over his shoulder. What are the ghosts doing?
They're watching him. They're not watching Sid. Actually, Lucy is watching Sid's mom. But the rest of them are all staring, just silently still, just right at this guy as he's trying to leave.
He opens his mouth to say something and then closes it, opens the door, and you see him silhouetted against the light, and then the door closes.
Do I recognize the silhouette?
No.
Is it somebody I've known? Okay.
No, this is somebody from here. Actually, give me. You don't recognize him. In other words, you don't go. That's so and so. But give me a perception. So clubs, perception.
Clubs?
Yeah, perception.
I've
If you've got it.
One success.
One transparent success. Okay. He's this person is older. Probably even with the age, the aging thing where you all look much younger than you actually are. This person is probably in their 60s or 70s. They walk with a sense of authority, but there's also a limp. And as they close the door, you hear them speaking in a much lower, less threatening voice to people unknown outside the door just as it closes. All you hear is say just as the door closes, it's intentional. Don't let him kill himself. Click. And then the door closes and you can't hear any more of the conversation.
Sid waits about, I think he waits a good 3 minutes.
What do the ghosts do for that 3 minutes? It's just Sid all alone in the room with his ghosts. I gotta ask.
Oh. Ted makes himself comfortable. Tomas watches the door. Lucy still watches Sid, and Max stands beside him.
Okay.
And I think the others just kind of mill about.
Yep, that sort of ghostly throng, the others that are there.
Oh, yeah, 2 more.
Oh, yes, 2 new ones. Tell me about the 2 new ghosts.
The 2 new ghosts are...
Thank you.
He doesn't know their names. He just remembers them from the river vision. And they're searching the room like it's the airship.
Yeah.
And they're like looking under the table, they're checking corners, frantic, just frantic, and they're going back and forth. Occasionally Max will stop the male and ask questions. You see the mouth moving, but you don't hear the words. And every time the other man just shakes his head no. And then they go back to searching. And it's at this point that Sid, he knows he's tied. He starts moving the chair around to see what creaks, creaks more than it should.
Mm-hmm.
And then Yeah, hulks out of the chair. That is kind of what he's planning on doing. I think
I'm going to let you decide whether you want to give me this check or not. A reasoning check. So clubs.
clubs.
You said you moved around in the chair. I want to see if you figured something out. So I will give you the It's kind of a thing in that I figured in this. I have to give you the option whether you want to burn the cards or not, because I can't just say do this, do this, do this until you run the cards. That just doesn't seem fair. So.
No, that's the Joker that counts for everything. So
Joker is a one
I mean, I feel
automatic
like it
success.
Kind of.
yeah, I have a queen. That doesn't count. But I do have a reasoning, so I'm going to play. I need what to get a success?
8.
8.
Two cards totaling 8.
That's not going to work.
Well, a Joker would be 1 success.
No, I don't have a Joker.
Okay,
It's
never
the
mind. Right.
No, he doesn't have enough. He's going to fight with his chair for a bit.
Okay. So yeah, in that case, yeah, you're gonna try and flex out, just hulk out on the chair.
I think what he does is he jumps up and tries to land on one leg of the chair, which would collapse the whole bloody thing.
Absolutely. Athletics, please.
Athletics.
Diamonds.
Is diamonds. There's a success.
1 success. All right. You hop up. Yeah, I thank you, chat/players. None of his gear is in this room. He is a prisoner. Yeah, there's none of his stuff is in this room. Thank you. But yeah, you. It comes down on that one leg, and the whole thing it just collapses like a wrestling chair, except it's real splinters. As it hits, you realize the chair that you were tied to is designed to shatter, and this is going to fucking hurt. I need you to resist damage, please.
Resistance.
Yes.
That is
diamonds.
Diamonds. I just played my last diamond. And I have a -1. I will take a trauma.
Okay. That would
play
be
3 cards.
Okay.
Because you can do that, right?
Yep.
You can, or is it draw a card?
Discard a card from your hand and draw the top card from the deck and add it to the play. You can do that. That's push the limit.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I wrote these down because there's so many different rules in all these games.
All right, there we go.
Okay. So you push the limit and
that's 1 success.
1 success. All right. So the chair collapses underneath you. The seat kind of breaks in half, and you feel one of the legs come up between your legs, and it's more instinct than skill that saves you. But you have a hole on the inside of your trouser leg, and there's a wee tiny little red line across that thick part of your thigh on the inside there. And you look down, and the seat is broken in half, and there's just splinters all around you. Your hands are still tied behind your back. Your legs are still tied to little bits of wood that used to be the bottom of the legs. The sound was loud. As you hit the floor, you hear the inevitable little slidey window in the cellar. It goes sting, and a set of eyes looks in, and then sting.
Yeah, Sid's going to grab a piece of wood and using makeshift armory.
Yep.
He is going to walking with a chair attached to his butt. Yeah, didn't really have. He could have penguin waddled it, but
it's actually a really fun race as long as you don't mind getting hurt.
So he's got. I guess it would just be the sticks that are attached.
You got sticks. You got bits of rope. You got what else have I said in the room? Couple lanterns, a table, a chair the guy was sitting in that isn't broken.
he is going to make a flail using a table leg, the rope, and the lantern.
All right. That would be a gear thing.
Yeah, makeshift armory.
Makeshift armory. All right. So give me a spades.
One success. with
One
my queen.
success. All right. I mean, the flail's not difficult, right? Stick, heavy
No.
thing, attach stick to heavy thing. One success. You know, absolutely, positively, it's going to work at least once. So, as you finish tying that, I guess, pointy sticks at the top of another pointy stick, maybe a lantern at the top of a stick, that might give you some weight, whatever it is. You MacGyver something together that will actually do damage. You hear the grinding of rock on rock above you. Like, you look up,
Yeah.
the openings are appearing in the ceiling, like rocks are being drawn out of the ceiling, and you see water starting to pour in.
Oh, you bastards. Well, those holes.
Outside the little tiny barred window. Wee! Mommy, get me another snake! Wee!
Well, it allows him to gives him something to hold on to.
Oh yeah, yep.
As
Float up
he-
to that window, yeah.
Actually, it's wet. I remember this from like 100 different movies.
Yep.
He takes off his shirt,
Okay.
pulls it around the
pole.
bar.
Yeah, 1.5
Bar.
And yeah,
then
yeah,
uses that and tries to twist at least one of the bars out.
yep, absolutely. This is not a den of sin, chat. This is a friendly and wholesome place to take your family. Just watch the ad. This is 7 flags, so I don't get sued.
One flag better.
Artificial happiness for
7
everyone.
red flags.
7 red flags, yeah.
Oh, if you guys are still here next week, that's the title of the show for sure. Anyway, so I said, yeah, it's starting to flood in the room. You hear some laughing over by the door. It's coming in quick. It's ankle deep.
Yeah.
So
He's
it's going to be a
still-
while before you can, like, that thing is, this is typical dungeon, right? So that window's 9 feet up, the bottom of it. So,
Push the table.
okay, perfect. Push the table over, the water starts creeping up the side of the table. You're up there doing the thing.
Yeah.
That's going to be an athletics test. Eventually, you got to run out of cards.
I've already run out of cards.
Okay. In that case, you get to do the.
Playing in the dark, I can choose 2 cards instead of 1.
Yes. So yeah, every time you make a play now, and then yeah,
Athletics is
if you had 1 card left, you could do the thing where you turn in the
Yeah.
1 card and drop your hand once.
Yeah, no, I used that on the makeshift armory.
Yeah.
So I got 1 success
Okay.
from
Okay.
athletics.
So you're up there and you pop out that first bar. There's still no. I mean, you're a big Sid, and there's nowhere near enough space. But you got 1 out. So let's say 1 more, maybe 2 more, definitely will get Sid out of here.
Okay, let's see what happens this time.
The water gets up as you the table you're standing on. Your feet start to get wet for a second time, and you realize if you step off the table, it's going to start to float. The water is up that high. It would be waist high already if you weren't on the table.
I'm gonna have to take a trauma to draw again. Or wait,
Nope. You just draw the
discard a
top card. Yeah. And draw the top card. If you can't do that, then your play is just draw the top card, but you've got that thing that allows you to draw 2, right?
Yeah, I can draw 2 and use 1.
Yeah. So every time there's a play, no matter what it is, that's what you're going to do.
Yeah. So this is athletics again.
Yep.
Um,
So that's hearts. Unless you can convince me of something else. Oh, no, sorry. Athletics is
Diamonds.
diamonds. Sorry. Yeah. I could see firmness, like being just, firm in the face of this for sure.
yeah, I'm gonna go with that
Yeah.
because I do have a heart.
You do have a heart. Okay.
Firmness.
So you just Oh, I know what. Oh, I know exactly, Sid. You're doing the math in your head, and it's not going to work, right? Like it's just you're not going to get out of here. And you turn around to see the place that you're going to die, the shitty little room, and all the ghosts are just standing there with their arms crossed, looking at you, looking disappointed. You just turn around and grab that T-shirt again and flex your mustache and you yourself die in the cellar. Draw 25 cards. With that pop, you pop out the second one. Now you have a choice. It's up. The table's starting to do this even with you on it now. It's up to your knees, even though you're standing on the table. You got a choice, Sid. You gonna try and squeeze out this hole, or you gonna try and pop out one more bar before you go. As you look, you turn around because of the height. The ghosts are all underwater now, but of course they're not affected by it. They're all still standing there cross-armed looking at you. One of them's still watching the door, like it makes a difference, right?
Yeah. Let's see what it tells me. What do the heart of the cards tell me?
Yeah.
Uh
You reach deep.
I reach deep.
Draw 2 cards. I want to know, what did you draw?
I drew.
I want to see this. I want to go inside the player's head.
6 of spades and a 6 of steel, or 6 of diamonds.
Okay, so that's physical or your gear. Knowing that, what are you gonna do? If you could think of something that uses
Both.
Well, that uses a specialty in one of those two. You know,
Well, I have
because then you can play 2 cards.
I have engineering design.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the engineering design would be basically the application of torque and understanding.
Oh, grab one of the bars that you already pulled out and use that to make your tourniquet more efficient.
Exactly.
To twist off the third one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
With that
and
twang.
Athletics for that.
Yeah. Yeah. I want you to burn both those cards because you snap that last one out and then roll out the window. Sid, most people put their dungeons in the basement. Nope, you're about 20 feet off the ground as you roll out the window.
Hold on to the last bar.
Yeah.
Oh, you little fuckers.
The water starts to get to your pinky. Starts to get kind of slippery. Gets to your next finger. It's getting really slippery, Sid.
All right.
2 fingers and a thumb, Sid.
Oh. Okay, how am I going to make... Oh, wait, I had tireless athletics.
1 finger and a thumb, Sid.
Yeah, no,
mountain climber
Wouldn't the water be coming out the window?
Oh, yes, and pouring over him. I'm just only mentioning his hand because that's his grip that he's losing. But yeah, it's coming out of the window, running down his arm, all over his face, down his body, and pouring into the moat, Sid.
The moat,
Thank your other player for putting the moat down there to catch the water. So yeah, now you're 20 feet above a moat, not 20 feet above a concrete pad, which is you were a minute ago.
How the hell did I hear those bloody kids?
They're on the other side of the moat.
Is that moat not on the outside, or is this like part of inside the city?
You're in a prison, you realize at this point, basically. Except it isn't a prison. Well, this is a perfect time to tell you because you're hanging from the outside of it. It kind of looks somewhere between oh God, the prison on the island, the most famous prison in the world, Alcatraz. Somewhere between Alcatraz and the Disney castle. At the wonderful world of Disney. It's that same sort of, it's all painted bright colors and shiny purples and golds, but there's bars in the windows, and then there's big empty lawns with lots of lights and guards in it. And then around the house itself is a moat. On the other side of the moat, you can see during the day it appears that this is a public park, maybe because there's little like paddled boats, swans and ducks and raccoons and.
I'm going to use my makeshift armory to turn my t-shirt tourniquet into a kind of whip.
Okay.
So that I can essentially use the bar to as an almost grapple into one of the other windows
Okay.
and try to at least get down a little bit so they don't quite know where I'm at.
Yeah, there's one more window. There's a floor between you and the water because I said 20 feet. So yeah, you can absolutely give me some sort of physical thing. Yeah, athletics for sure for that.
Well, that would have been the makeshift armory.
Oh, makeshift armory, right? Okay, to make
Yeah.
a sort of slide. Okay, and you got one for that. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, oh, you use it to sort of let yourself down. The t-shirt, stretch it out, stretch it out, stretch it out, stretch it out. Finally, you get your feet on the ledge of the window, the top of the window below you, and then just kind of have to trust yourself and let go, and your feet slide past that and land on the actual ledge, and your fingers clutch the edge of the window, and you're looking in to a room that's lit mostly in dark red, and most of the stuff in there is red and black and lacy and kind of frilly in places. And there's a certain sort of quiet music playing, and there's in the background you can hear a shower. Somebody's having a shower, and there's a very thin, negligible robe, shall we say, hanging on the bathroom door. Like you can see the ensuite door is open, and there's the robe hanging on it. And that robe is designed to reveal rather than to cover. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
That's the window you were now spread eagled in front of. Sid, the shower stops. We're putting Sid under some time pressure here and some moral pressure all at the same time.
Sid's going to use. He's going to have to. I've got 2 spades.
If you won't have fun, I'll have it for you. 2 spades. Oh, gear. Yeah, get me out of this. Get yourself out of this, Sid. Stuck to a young a person of the feminine persuasion's window, spread eagled, wet, pressed against said window. A wanted criminal.
A wanted criminal.
Well, kind of. I mean, you're not. No, I take that back. A wanted ransom. Probably feeling kind of exposed on the outside of this building.
How deep is that? How deep is the water beneath me?
You look down. You can't really see the bottom. It's kind of icky, but you know the thing where you throw a rock and you at least pretend you think you can tell how deep it is from how much splash you get. You can, from the water that's still pouring out of the window above you and pouring on top of. Oh yeah, that's even better. You're like standing inside the waterfall, with it pouring down your back, right, pressed against this window. You look down, and there's from the splash. It's probably at least a floor deep, at least sort of 10, 12 feet.
Okay.
There is a real moat below me down there. That's how I can describe it, chat.
I think
it's right there.
He's going to try to use, I guess, his knowledge of physics and engineering design to dive in and try not to kill himself.
Okay.
10 feet down and 10 feet in.
So the water's, like I said, pouring down your back. So you're gonna have to kind of crouch and then get through that. And once you're out of that, it should be easy, right? You crouch forward. The hand comes around the corner of the door, and the negligent goes away. You crouch. You start to push. You see a hand coming around the corner doing up a belt. Just as your face goes through the water, a leg comes out with just a tiny little bit of, and you're gone. Sploosh into the moat. Pretty much flat on your back because it was only 1 floor up, right? And yeah, just you're wearing clothes, so it doesn't really hurt that much. But speaking of wearing clothes, you kind of start to sink.
Yeah, he's gonna.
Steve comes out in his negligee.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna try to swim away from the prison.
Yeah. You start. In my mind, you're like sort of backstroking away so you can watch the window. The water's still pouring out of it. The one that you just jumped off of, you see a shape come up and pull the windows closed. Like, not my problem. They may have seen you, but they definitely see the water, and it's just like, yeah, not my problem. Like they've got plans for the evening or something. But you backstroke away and get to the shore on the other side and pull yourself up onto the grass, absolutely soaking wet, exhausted, I'm sure, shaking from all that adrenaline. And a little tiny metal spider about this big comes out of your peripheral vision and kind of runs over and runs up to your finger and just goes tap 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 tap, and it won't stop. It's just tapping on
Yeah.
your finger while you're laying on the ground.
Sid, still face down, spread eagle. He's like, "You're far too sophisticated to be anything but one of his." All right, Verity's little spider buddy. What's up?
And as you say the name Verite, it stops, turns, and it is not looking back. And you know his stuff is cold programmed, like it's not watching you. If it's out of sight, you're in trouble.
He pushes himself to his feet and starts
So
follow it.
you are literally exhausted, and you've actually taken every time you made one of those plays, it actually adds a bit to it. So you're we're not going to add, you guys have traumatized yourselves to no end, but you are just imagine all that heavy gear.
Ribs for sure.
Oh yeah, and all that heavy gear you wear, all that leather, all the and the heavy pants, and just stomping through the street, and it's like being the too drunk guy at the party. There's one I know you'll get. You stumbling towards the bathroom, and your world is horrible and dark and painful, but everybody around you's going, yeah, woo, because it's the fair. There's kids running by with cotton candy and bumping into your leg, and a kid goes past with a half of one of those mini donuts hanging out of his mouth, and his mother chasing him. It's just all that's going on right here, like right. And all you can do is follow that little friggin' spider.
Now I know how she feels. As he goes like this and then squeezes out his mustache.
Wrings it out, yeah.
Vapor trails. He's steaming himself off.
Yeah. The spider runs between a couple of tents, and as we've already determined, the spaces between tents at fairs are magical in a very real way. They just don't exist. You don't look in there. Nobody would ever look in there. So the spider runs in there, and do you follow it in, I presume?
Slowly, trudgingly.
Stumble.
Squish.
Stumble.
Squish. Squish.
As you step thing, and the sort of flat falls behind you, there's a little bit of light in here. It's kind of a dull orange light. There's a very small lantern sitting on the floor, and you can just make out the spindly little shape of Verite sitting on the other side of it. And then this red circle about this big starts to glow, starts to go red, and then orange, and then yellow, and then it backs off a bit to orange. And you hear squeak, 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 squeak as he moves it around on the floor until it's pointed at you. And then you see him flip a little switch and put the little, the tea light underneath the one spot, and it starts to spin. And this little fan starts to blow heat at you.
Sid kind of crosses his legs and sits in front of it. He's so exhausted at this point that he's actually leaning on his elbows.
Yeah.
Like just completely leaned forward. And so this thing's basically right in his face.
And so, yeah, as you're leaning forward, a cup of tea sort of slides in beside it. Verite's dirty little hands. And they go back, and he says in a very quiet voice, "Can you help me save Stefano? He's gone nuts."
Oh no.
And that's where we're going to cut away from you for a minute. Now at least we got everybody pointed back to the same general direction. Delilah and Artemis back at the hotel. You get up to...
So we decapitated the dragon.
Well, okay, I still want to get you up to the actual penthouse. So you guys got to the... do you take the stairs, or do you take the human-powered elevator?
Stairs. For
Delilah?
Artemis.
You're muted.
Yeah, stairs.
Okay. So the two of you make up. I mean, I say penthouse. It's probably 4 or 5 floors, right? It's not. It's
Gross.
Not a skyscraper.
Yeah. No, not by any stretch. But it is a big classic building because we are in Italy, right? So you guys make your way up the stairs, get to the penthouse, open the door. Well, the door. You got the key. You open the door, and it's a penthouse suite that doesn't look like anybody's been in it. Because you guys never got up there, right? You guys booked it, parked the car, and then pissed off to do stuff.
I think we stashed some of our shit up there.
I presume
Sid-
staff took it up because you guys are
Yeah.
royalty. So yeah, there's all their
Sid
stuff.
kept his hammer with him, so
Yeah.
he's still gonna want that back.
Yeah, that's in that big mansion now. That's gonna be problematic.
That's a door that needs to be broken down.
Yeah, without a hammer. Anyway, but yes. So the two of you walk in, and I mean, it's, everything is fake glitz in this place, right? So it's still nasty glitz. But in the midst of all of that is your metric fuck ton of stuffies of all sizes. The dragon has been draped by staff over the top, and they've kind of bent the head and tail around to make it look like the horde is all the stuffies. And on the bed, sometimes they fold the towels to make them look like ducks. They've refolded them to make them look like dragons.
Good.
Yes. You guys are
Skill.
high rollers. Like, this room has got like 5 fruit baskets in it and bottles of champagne, and yeah, all obviously comped. You can smell it, right?
Well, how many people are going to have heart attacks when they see what we do with this dragon?
Hopefully Stefano. Then he'll understand. I'll save him. It's fine.
We could turn the tail into a sleeping bag.
Ooh, be like a dragon mermaid.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh.
Ooh.
So the two of you sit down on the floor of the glitziest yet still really shabby hotel in town in the Fairmeister land, with the outside the windows, the fireworks that never stop are still going off. There's mini donuts are being eaten. The kids are screaming. Everything is just going on because this place goes 24/7, right? And the two of you are sitting in the middle of that bad 70s shag carpet because, cutting apart the most valuable piece of money in the city to make things out of.
Yep.
As you do, there's a knock at the door, and you hear, "Room service!" And they do that thing where they open the door and push it open an inch and wait for permission.
I'll get it.
Okay.
And
Artemis is like working. Artemis is like in the zone.
Yeah, in the zone.
Stuff,
Delilah
fluff. I just see fluff everywhere. And you guys are taking the patchworks apart.
She has a vision.
Yeah, oh yes.
Delilah's like thinking of like, okay, what if he sees what's going on? She'll have to have an excuse and be like, oh, they're making something even better than a dragon or whatever.
Yeah.
So she's thinking that while she walks to the door, and she
didn't get ordered.
Opens the door crack, and she's like, "Can I help you?"
All you see is a wall of flowers. It's like it's a bouquet, but it's like that big. Huge. Across the top.
Oh.
And you look down and you see it looks like it's just a bouquet and legs, but you do see 2 hands. They're like this around all the stems at waist height, and you recognize the legs from earlier. They're the red legs of the bellhops from downstairs. And there's actually like a strain in the voice. "Flowers for the nice folks in the penthouse from the man at the bar."
Okay. Delilah's just gonna like take the flowers.
Yep. There's a small card
Use
attached.
them to kind of block what's going on behind her.
Yep.
The massacre.
Yeah.
And then be like, "Thank you." She like grabs a snake from her back pocket and like plops it in his hand.
And he just sort of fold. He does like almost like an origami thing where he makes it. Thank you, ma'am, and stuffs it into his belt and turns and walks away. He's not particularly impressed. I mean, you won him, but still, you're in the penthouse.
It
but
was
still,
unasked for.
yeah. Oh, he flat out asked for it. That's what I'm saying. But yes, there is a card attached to the flowers.
Yeah, I'm gonna like set the flowers down on like whatever credenza is right next to the thing and like kind of disregard the flowers and like grab the card and like be
Yeah.
like, all
Lean him
right,
against the
who's this
door.
from?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like lean him against the door and just be like, just grab the card and be like, who's this from?
In my head, you put them in the elevator, or not the umbrella stand. And just
Yeah.
the whole thing. It's like an art piece now.
Yeah,
You pop
basically.
the card on the front. Just has some curly cues. There's no letters or anything really that you can make out. You open it up, and there's a picture of you on that side and a picture of Artemis on that side, done in exactly the same style as you were outside downstairs. And it says,
Okay.
and underneath that, it says in very fancy cursive, "The artist requests your presence at the bar at your leisure." Even at local,
Delilah's gonna like,
even at local staff rate, this is an expensive damn bouquet of flowers, right?
yeah. Delilah is going to
As if staff gets a fucking discount.
back pocket that.
Right.
Yeah.
She's gonna
Robin is
back
having
pocket that.
concerns, but Artemis doesn't know what happened to Sid.
No,
No, you don't.
And Delilah's just gonna go back to the thing. She's like, we should finish the dragon first.
Absolutely. What was that?
Somebody sent us a ridiculous amount of flowers. Like us, like you and I. They know we're here. You know the drawings they did of us downstairs?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Yeah.
Do you show
Same
her the
drawings
card?
on the card. Yeah,
Yeah.
I show her the card basically.
Yeah.
Same drawings. I guess the guy who drew them wants to see us at the bar.
Artist Artemis. Artistimus. That's what I'm going to call you.
Yes,
You're an
yes.
Artistimus.
Artistimus.
The ones downstairs were
Sounds like
done
a
in
Greek philosopher.
or a medical
What's to
condition.
draw on that?
But yeah, but still, you see, the ones downstairs were done in chalk, right on the wall. These ones are done with quill and ink, so they look the same. Like the quality is exceptional, but it's two completely different mediums, like different techniques, everything. Like
Yeah, so
mechanically,
it's different artists.
no, exactly the same artist,
artist,
but
okay.
they have a very broad skill set.
Hmm. Is it capital A, capital T, capital A, the artist?
Yes, but the whole sentence is like that. Requests is
Okay.
also capitalized. Your presence,
Ugh.
yeah,
That kind of cursive bullshit.
yeah.
Ugh.
The only
So-
ones that aren't capitalized are the ones that shouldn't be, like to and
It's
the.
like the shit that Delilah used to get invites with from
Yes.
the Citadel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a very fancy invite with a bajillion. You know,
An
it's
inception.
probably a 2 or 3 wolf bouquet. You know, it's a
That's
lot
what I
of.
expected to have be on the other side of the table when I woke up. It's fucking Inceptum.
Same.
Oh no, he's dead. This is
Thank fuck.
Yeah.
this way I got to out of character. This way I get to introduce the mafia to this game. So you know, we're back in the game.
Now we're in it.
Yeah, now you're in shit. Now you escaped from somewhere you
What
shouldn't have.
happens when you pretend to be royalty?
Yes.
Sid
Yeah.
didn't pretend shit. That was all
No,
code.
Sid's just a footman.
Well, people assumed,
Yeah.
to be fair.
Delilah, you keep trying to say something. What are you doing?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, but we're completely finishing the dragon first, right?
That's what you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, the artist is
That was Artemis.
downstairs. Yeah. The
Yeah.
artist is downstairs waiting for you guys
He
in
said
the
at
bar.
our leisure.
At your leisure is exactly what it
So
says.
we finish repurposing the dragon.
Yep.
Absolutely. We go down and find the car, reupholster it,
Stuffing
Yeah.
everywhere. Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
stuffing in our hair. It's just
Yeah.
Yeah, we make sure that the seats are adequately padded and
Yep.
plush. The head has been lined with more fabric to make it stronger so that it becomes like a nice knapsack
Okay.
But with some
Um,
padding in the bottom and
Okay.
with some padding in the bottom.
So you've got like this
Um,
dragon head on your back.
Yeah, and the ears still have fluff in them too,
Yep.
to make them puffy.
Yep.
And the nose.
Yep.
And the ears, the nose, and the like ridge along the spine, or along like the dorsal
Exactly
ridge.
enough to let everybody know what you did to create this thing. Yes.
Yes,
I feel like we are getting some kind of
power.
morbid satisfaction
Yep.
out of making a mockery of this fair.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing the
Yes.
money suit that somebody made, like walking past that and going, "Oh shit, those are real hundreds," right?
Well,
That's not art.
I feel like
whole
a part of it. I feel like a part of it is also like Artemis and Delilah. This is not money. Like
No.
this is like
Yeah,
It's
this is-
stuffies.
a toy.
It's a stuffy. Yeah,
It's like
it
at the
only
top level, get
counts.
over yourself.
Anywhere
guys.
else, this is worthless.
Yeah.
So
It's
we
just a
made it
giant thing
into
we have to lug
something
around.
useful.
Yep.
And then she took the tail, unstuffed it, except for like the parts that should be. She like kind of made a hole in it and made like an inner casing so that like there's stuffing on the like the inner lining, but it's not like all stuffing. And then she sealed it up around the edges to basically make like a sleeve of tail that you can just like crawl into.
Yep.
And then
That's
she has
amazing.
rolled that up and stowed it in the car.
Okay.
And Artemis has made sure that the new upholstery on the seats is all like flush and very well done.
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Hideous.
Oh, yes.
Compared
is-
to the rest of the car.
Oh yeah, this is where we do the in D&D. It would be the take 20 to 20 thing. Like you guys have got all night, right? You guys can fart around and
Mhm.
make it perfect. On your
And I imagine they're just talking about nothing and
Yeah.
everything. Just
Yeah.
very carefully, not talking about anything important, and just
yeah,
Mhm.
just kind of
Yeah.
like just spending time not stressed for a
Just
second.
decompressing. Perfect, because
I
that's
feel like
when-
Delilah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Never
No,
mind.
no.
My thing was piddly. It was I
No,
don't
do it.
even
No,
think I
it's
had
perfect.
the thought finished.
I want the piddly.
I just
Piddle for me.
I just think
Damn
that
it.
like as a okay. I just think that as a release, like Delilah's not crying, but like there's that excess adrenaline that has chosen to come out of her eyes.
Oh yes,
That
yeah,
is, like,
absolutely.
She's just like her eyes are like watering. She's like, God damn it.
Okay, so that gives you a reason to be looking down. Both of you, please make me a perception check, please. That's clubs.
Perception.
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 That sounds like something that. Oh, that's because it sounds like Skeksis. That's why I tried to. Yeah. never mind.
Yeah.
I gotta watch that again. Oh, I
Okay.
gotta watch that again.
It's
The
such a
Dark
good movie.
Crystal.
I watched it recently. It's good. I don't have any clubs,
Okay.
but wait one sec. I gotta check my traumas. Okay, because this changes how I choose.
Oh, do I
to
have any
work this out.
traumas?
I have 2 traumas in
Fuck, I
skill.
do.
In
So,
that suit, yeah.
One
Total of one success. Okay,
because
perfect.
-1.
Okay.
Yeah. So this would be a total of 1 success because it's 2 successes
Seven
-1.
minus
so.
one. Perfect. Yep. All right. So, what you see on that last trip up, right? When you go back up, when you get back upstairs. You guys said stairs before, so I'm assuming you're doing the stairs up and down on each one of these trips.
Yeah,
We're not
Artemis
using
feels
the
weird
human
about
powered
the
elevator.
person elevator.
Yeah. So you guys take pieces of the dragon downstairs and stitch it onto the car, and then go back upstairs, laughing and giggling. Maybe a drink or two on the way. You know, what the hell? You're in Vegas. Why not?
It's like 2 teenage girls at a slumber party.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, finally. Yes, you finally got this chance to loosen up. And as you're getting back up there and just getting to that point where one of you might say something rude to the cute boy down the hall, you see a card on the floor when you open the door to the penthouse that wasn't there before. Just a little blank card face down on the floor. Well,
I think it sticks to my shoe as I accidentally step on it, and
Yeah.
then I pick it up, and I'm like, ew. And I read it.
You turn it over and it says 3 dragons for your footman. Instructions to follow.
Our footmen.
Who the fuck is our footman?
there's no way Artemis would put together that
Nope.
Sid. There's no way. She still doesn't understand what happened with Coas. Like,
Is it in like the same font as the artist's note?
No, and there's no art. And thank you for asking. Yeah.
okay.
This
It would have been helpful if there was art, then we'd know.
This looks, and I'll give you this for asking. This looks like a professional scribe has done it. Like this would be the equivalent of getting
Like
a
the
letter
equivalent
from
of like
a letter from a
cutting
lawyer.
out-
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah.
Cutting out letters from a magazine.
No. This is like the script you would get from a lawyer, right? Somebody is hired for their calligraphy to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very
well-
nice professional. Like somebody paid probably sort of for this one card, probably 2 or 3 wolves, right? I mean, this expensive stuff.
And they already lost.
And
it.
I stepped on it.
Yeah.
What is with these people and their obsession with these fucking stuffed animals?
I don't know. I want to burn it all.
I kind of do too. I'm withholding the urge for
Can
now.
we?
but, you know,
Okay, I know.
if those
I know
fireworks
that
continue, I might go for arson.
if there's okay, I am going to. Before we leave, gonna make a Molotov and scream evacuate, and then just burn the whole place down.
I
And
will
you
help
can't tell if Delilah's serious or not.
Artemis immediately is like, I will help you. No hesitation. Like, you don't know whether she's joking or not because she was so on board with this.
Out of character, the Faire was a not so subtle knock on America. So the fact that you guys want to burn it after being there for 6 hours.
This still matches the sentiment.
Oh yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah, yeah.
as the 2 Americans in this game.
So I was like, okay, we've got the artist and mystery person who wants dragons for something we don't have.
Or our footmen are.
Yep.
Who's a
foot?
footman?
I don't share feet.
Is this
Isn't that kind of stream?
no?
Sorry,
Nor do I.
Kylie's
Is
silly
this
joke.
some bullshit that Coas made up? Did Coas tell us what he said to them?
No, he
No,
didn't
he
have
didn't.
time.
Like he was-
He
No,
only
he
had
didn't have
time to
time.
tell you that you were staying at the nicest hotel in town. That's
Yeah, we don't know anything, so there's no way we would connect this back to
Well,
Sid.
we know they called him Your Highness.
Yeah, but I don't think we'd think of footman and think Sid. You know,
Oh,
like
yeah. Well, we could think
he's the
Coas,
only other
Your
person in the
Highness,
group. Yeah, it's possible.
Sid.
because we saw Stefano
Yeah.
recently.
You
Oh,
haven't
God,
seen
maybe
Veritas,
it's
Sid.
Stefano.
Yeah.
It could be any of the boys.
Yeah,
That
or
is
it could
fair.
be just
Actually,
a
it's-
rando that latched on.
From
That's-
from
well,
your
we have-
perspectives, it would make sense to me that the first thing that would pop into my mind when I heard footman would be one of the boys, right? Because they're
Yeah.
sort of the NPCs in
Oh,
technical
God,
terms, but they're sort of
yeah.
the
Yeah.
that they're sort of footman
Well-
level, right?
The only one who wouldn't be fucked is Sid. But
Can you imagine the
Why
poor
do-
bastard that took Verite as a prisoner?
Oh my
they took
god,
the- if
that
they-
castle would have exploded.
If they took Verite, he'll either get on his own or
They
they'll-
would have
they'll
given
return
him
him to
back.
us.
It's a reverse.
Yeah.
It's a reverse ransom. We'll give you 10. We'll give you 10 dragons. Just fucking take him back.
no
And
backsies.
Stefano we just saw.
yeah,
need
we did just see
Sid?
Stefano. Oh God.
No, it can't be.
Well, we don't even have like a return address to
Yeah, they just said
with this. We
instructions to
can't do
follow.
anything with this right now. So all we
Instructions to
can do is
follow.
go see this artist guy. Oh, instructions to follow. Well, you know what? We've got nothing to follow right now. So let's go see what this artist guy has to do with anything. And
And let's
I
make sure
hate
it's-
this place so much.
I've hated it since the moment we stepped foot on the land around here. I want to leave immediately.
I really will burn this place down.
And on that, we'll cut back to Sid. Sid, shirtless, warm and wet. So dare I say, muggy. In this
Humid?
space, humid. Yeah,
Humid.
I won't use
Gross.
the
Damp.
M word. But yeah.
Do
yeah.
it, you coward.
Sodden.
He's
Sodden is a
sodden.
good word.
You
That's a good word.
coward.
Well, fine. You called me out. He's moist. He's moist all over. He's claggy and moist, and things are clinging.
Clammy.
Yeah, he's clammy as
Clammy.
well. Things are clinging.
Claggy is worse because it just has that extra.
Yeah, yeah. Claggy has intent. It's like Clammy,
Yeah.
but with like, no, I'm gonna hold this for a while. Yeah. But anyway,
So
you're
yeah,
the heat sort of yeah, starting to that's nasty. But yeah, the heat's starting to steam up. You're starting to steam, and Verite is looking at you with big, worried eyes.
coming here was a mistake, wasn't it?
I just want to get everybody and go.
Yeah, but that fat bastard took my hammer and my hat. I want them both back. But first, we're gonna deal with the intern. Where is he, and who do I need to punch in the face?
I thought you wanted to hit him with a hammer.
No, Stefano's not fat. Someone else.
He's fat compared to me. You want a hammer?
I'd like mine. It's personal.
Well, if I give it to you, then it's yours. And you see him reach behind this pile of sort of stuff along the side of the stall and start pulling on this handle.
Sid sort of.
Here, you do it. And he sort of steps away, and you can see it's Verite stuff. So the handle is really that really fine tubing, but it's woven to form a grip. It's like the woven wire handles on some swords. Yeah.
He kind of tests the grip to find out where it feels proper.
It's right there.
Holds his ribs.
Yeah.
Pulls.
Yeah. From the stone-like surface of the wall, you draw your new weapon, if you choose. It is a hammer, but it's a Verite hammer, so it's all about physics. The handle is just enough to hold on to. You look inside, it's hollow. There's this spun structure where it looks like almost like a double helix, like DNA spinning one direction and inside it going the other way, so that they rest against each other and the tensions keep them straight. Gives you incredible tensile strength with zero weight, like almost zero weight. And then way out on the end, it's longer than your other hammer because physics, but way out on the end, he's taken those same tubes and pounded them flat. And there's got to be 1,000 of them all pounded into this laminar head. It looks like almost like Damascus steel, except he's just folded it. He hasn't had to heat it because it's so small and fine. And you realize that head is all a one solid woven mass of silver. It's a couple kilos, and it comes down to a very small end. Not very good for driving spikes, but pounds per square inch. It's not powered, but this thing will put very large holes in things. And yet it weighs next to nothing. As long as you got the when it's on your belt, as long as you got the head at the top, it's like it's not there.
Yeah, he tests the balance, gives it a few practice swings.
It almost goes like, once you start it, it almost goes like by itself, because all the weight's way out at the end, right?
Yeah.
It's all about momentum.
So I'll open a few doors. Right. Now where's that intern? What trouble has he gotten into this time?
No, don't hit Stefano with it.
Well,
I mean, you're probably gonna have to hit him, but not with that.
We'll see. And he says that with a wink.
Okay. You ready?
What happened?
I think he's home.
What do you mean? Florence was home.
Yeah. I mean, at the fair, using his brains to like take other people's stuff. He really likes it, like a lot. He doesn't even want to be rich. He's just keeping score.
They did say this was a bad place. All right. Is he wearing a shirt with a collar?
I guess it's kind of.
Because if I have to twist his ears, he's going to be feeling it.
I want to see that. He was a jerk to me. He took all my snakes.
He was rude to you.
We played a game, and I knew it was fixed, and I did the thing where I did the math, and I figured it out, and it was fixed in 2 ways, and so he won. I didn't think that was pretty fair for me.
No. You're not supposed to cheat friends.
Yeah. Sid, can I hit him too? And he's just like this little fist, just.
I'll hold him back for you.
Okay, let's go. And he's just it's all false bravado and noise, but he is just cranked for this. But he having said that, he's waiting for you to go first. He's sort of he's turned and pointed in the direction, but he's waiting for you to make the move.
Yeah. Sid, he's already standing, so he kind of.
Yeah.
All right.
And
pulls the flap open, and
as you stand up, Sid, you know that feeling after you did a bunch of stuff yesterday, and you stand up, and your skeleton is still 6'4", but all your muscles have shrunk to about 5'10", and you stand up, and it all just kind of goes rip until you're vertical again.
Oh, Verite, we may have to wait a moment. Stefano might have to fend for himself a bit.
You didn't drink your tea. And he bends down and picks up this now ice cold cup of tea and hands it to you, and you can smell there's it isn't just Earl Grey, there's something else in it.
He sets the tea like on top of that little thing that Verite was using earlier.
Yeah.
Takes the saucer off, holds it onto the thing, tests it with his finger.
Yeah.
Holds it on a little bit more. Lukewarm's better than cold. Has a sip.
And as it hits you, you can taste the tea, but then there's this other sort of zing that hits. It's just it's like an energy drink, right? It's there's an extra something, guarana or whatever. There's a stimulant you're not used to that's in it. And in that exhausted state that you're in, all of a sudden, it's like somebody just, like your guitar string, and somebody just turned the knob about 3 cranks and then hit the string, and you're just like way too tightly wound. And it just, as you step forward out into the Faire around you, hypersensitive to everybody, every voice. You can smell their breath as they walk by. You can smell the desperation. You can tell the winners from the losers. You can see the waves of how people move, crowd control, how it works, all of that. And then you come around the corner, and Verite's running down an alley with his fist out like that, and there's these little stalls all the way along both ends, and right at the end you see Stefano. He's wearing a fur coat and like fancy leather pants and a big hat. He's sitting in a big like leather chair with his feet up, and he's got his little gaming table beside him, and his arms are crossed like this, watching Verite come.
Sid walks very slowly, very purposefully behind them.
Yeah.
After whatever Verite is up to, Sid's gonna grab the bottom leg of that chair and just lift.
Yeah. And yes, that's the perfect word, chat. Yeah, he is a plushy pimp down at the end of the aisle. He's surrounded by... there's lots of them, but if you look, they're all snakes and frogs, right? They're all 1s and 5s. But there's a ton of them, but they're all... He's done this. He's nickel and diamond, literally, right? These people. But he is that alley's king. Verite runs past, and they all kind of try and get him to play, but he's gone. And then they look at you, and they kind of... first they say, hey, Mitt... And it's like, nope. And they start packing up. it's like a wave moves down this alley as you walk by. They all just like, nope, fold it, fold it, fold it, and out. And you realize this is the shabby folks, right? This is the one that's literally like 4 folds and your booth is gone. Put it under your arm and out we go, right? 3-card
Yeah.
Monty and all that shit, right? That's this alley. And they're
Yeah,
just
it would be. It's kind of one of those things where you're watching Verite, and every time it shoots back to Sid, there's a stinger,
yeah. Yeah.
and the sound effect just boom.
Yeah. And Verite running down there with his fist out like a 4-year-old just runs right into Stefano, who never got up. At the last second, he kind of like, what the? And it does, like, the punch maybe hits, maybe doesn't really matter, because Verite just runs right into him. And the whole lazy boy and the two of them just go back into the pile of snakes and frogs, which burst everywhere. The last 2 booths on either side, like the one on either side, as they're folding up, they reach for a handful of snakes and frogs each and turn up to look at Sid, like almost for permission.
He doesn't even look at them.
Shovel, 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 shovel,
Stuff is
and then
useless
run.
to him.
Right, and then they run. As they're running, they're dropping them behind them as they run up the thing, kind of what is it, for backshadowing. That's what we're gonna call it. Back to the one that was falling off the cart when the boys were coming out of the city the first time. You're muted, Delilah, but yeah.
It's all of the same ones.
Yes, they're just
Callback.
Callback. There we go. Yeah, I like my word better, but yes, callback is the correct one.
Foreshadowing.
But yes, that as they fade behind you, Sid, all you see is it's almost like the cartoon, just elbows and knees and arms coming out of this big. They're trying to fight in a
Big
pile of
dust cloud.
plushies, in a knocked over lazy boy.
It's a stuffy cloud instead of a dust cloud.
Yeah,
It's all
Exactly. Yeah.
stuffing.
Yeah.
With occasional like squeaky noises
Yeah. Oh yeah.
as they punch a squeaker.
Yeah. And it's just in front of you. That's what you see.
I feel like snakes with squeakers are like the equivalent of a $2 bill. Like you don't
Oh, yes.
see
That's
them
what
a
I was
lot, but they're
thinking.
They're
out
really
there.
they're really rare. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
A snake with 2 squeakers is a fake. Everybody knows there's no
Yeah.
such thing as a 3-snake note.
Yeah. Sid's just gonna stand there and wait,
Yep.
just menacingly.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Sid,
I'm also mad.
I'm also yeah. Sid, that's your plan, and you know, a couple seconds and a couple more seconds and a couple more seconds. They're going to be at this a long time. Neither one of them's landing a blow, really. It's just like a big wrestling match in there. Yeah.
Grab both by the
He's-
Yeah.
collar. and
He's gonna
riff.
he's gonna wait until there's an ankle nearby, pick
Yeah.
it up, and start walking.
You just yeah. It's
You two are both grounded.
it's Stefano's ankle, and you pull him out, and Verite's like the other way on top of him, just pounding on his leg as you take him out. Like but it's flaily time, right? Nobody
Yeah, yeah.
has hurt anybody in this.
Yeah.
Stefano has
There's a couple of red
slightly,
marks.
slightly bloody nose. There was like one spot of blood in Stefano's nose, probably when he got knocked over, though. It probably didn't have to do with a punch. But you pull the 2 of them out, and there's Stefano, when he looks up and sees you, just goes pale. Verite doesn't even notice. He just keeps,
Yeah,
You're
because
not
not
my
only
friend.
is Sid,
You're not my friend. You're not my friend.
because not only is Sid shirtless, soaking wet,
Yep.
he looks like he's just been through a war.
Oh yeah, the stash is just
Yeah.
meh. Yeah.
You know, there's another giant bruise on the other side of his ribs.
Oh yeah, which are all visible. Yep.
Yep. And he just looks fed up. He has some dry spots. Yeah, the mustache is okay now. He's
Steph,
like, as he's
Did
dragging,
he ever put
says,
his shirt back on?
it's in the moat as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
he's
that tank top's
shirtless.
gone.
Yeah.
You can charge for tickets to the gun show.
You can. I work in the steamworks. Can tell because of these pipes.
Yeah. Sid opens an OnlyFans booth. Yeah.
Just about only pipes.
Yeah.
So he looks like Robotnik.
So he's the footman.
I'm the
Robotnik.
the buff Robotnik. So
He's
yeah,
the hammer man.
Yeah.
he's dragging Stefano back. It's like, we're going back to the hotel, and then we're going to have a talk about whatever the hell this is.
But all my the
It's worthless.
but I'm winning.
What's worth winning? You, before we entered this place, you were one of the smartest bloody minds I've ever come across, and that includes him. Now look at you. You're a bloody charlatan.
But I'm really good at it, Sid.
You're good at a lot of things.
Yeah, but this is easy.
This is a waste of your talent.
Fuck, you sound like my mother.
I'm starting to sound like my father.
Wow, what's that like?
Really weird, because he's standing over there having a chuckle.
Oh, what the fuck? And there's nobody for him. There's nobody there, right?
Yeah. Meanwhile, Max is laughing.
I'm the crazy what?
We're all crazy. Now get up. Dust yourself off. And let's find out where the rest of us are.
And he stops fighting. And Verite sort of stands up and backs up, and he's just. And Stefano stands up and turns around and says, Verite, I'm so. And that's when he hits him. Just right square in the beak. Like, just right in the nose. You hear, Sid, you've been to a lot of bar fights. There's a noise. Not just when it breaks, that's one noise. But when it breaks and the cartilage just says, I give up, and the whole nose just goes flat, and all of a sudden the nose goes all the way out to here, and it has no forward. Like, it's just, it's gone. And Verite's hand comes back and he shakes it a couple of times. That really, and that's when Stefano starts to fall. And back into the stuffies, and they come up like a wave, like they did, and his arms, and Verite rubs his hand and walks over and looks down at the unconscious Stefano and says, "You're lucky I don't need to pee." And he turns around and stomps up the alley. I'm going back to the hotel.
As Sid is picking up Stefano,
they're clearing
he's
a
like,
path.
those knuckles are so broken.
Oh yeah, like as he was going past, you can see he's trying to do this, and two of the fingers won't close. Right,
Yeah.
He's going to be in bad shape. But he right now, that's the king of
top
the
of the
world.
world.
That is the king of the, and you can tell. Like I was just going to say, as he walks out of the alley, he gets that space, that respect space. He doesn't even see it. Like he doesn't even appreciate what he's just heading back to the hotel, and he's probably that mad for the first time in his life. He cares about something, right? He doesn't care about stuff. He solves problems, but his friend did him dirty.
Mm-hmm.
You pick up Stefano, and I mean, like eyes in different directions. And he's doing that thing where he's trying to get up, but he's missing the ground with his hand. But the oh. And he said, "What happened?
What did happen?"
Yeah, Sid, what happened? Holy, oh!
You broke a man's trust, and you paid for it.
And he broke your nose.
Yeah.
And now you've got to make it up to your best friend.
And I'm not going to be able to do that with snakes and frogs, am I, Sid?
No, come on.
You stand him up, and he kind of puts one hand against the wall.
Stefano's gonna piss himself when he sees what we did to the dragon in the room.
And he turns.
So excited for that.
He turns to you, Sid, and he says,
Well, all the remains of the dragon are in the car or like with
Yeah.
Delilah.
I imagine
Yeah.
a lot of the stuffing and like
A lot of the
miscellaneous
stuffing
pieces
is-
are
yeah,
like
yeah.
scattered
yeah,
around.
probably.
Clouds.
But yeah,
Clouds.
Sid Stefano looks at you, and he kind of looks at the direction that Verite left, and he says, Don't take this the wrong way, Sid, but did I just lose my only real friend?
It's not too late. He's hurt. But yeah. Hold on. Fixes it.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I mean, I hate you forever for that. Fuck.
Oh, you're gonna thank me when you look yourself in the mirror in the morning.
Oh, shit. Oh. Oh, man. Oh. Okay, okay, okay. Is it bleeding? Is it bleeding? Okay.
Just don't sneeze. Or talk too loud.
How the hell am I gonna make this up to him?
Honestly, it'll probably take a while. And it'll be up to him. But you made a mistake. You hurt his feelings. Like, you really hurt his feelings with what you did. This place isn't good for you, Stefano. We've got to get you out of here.
I don't like this place. I don't like these feelings. Sid, can I be a hero? Is it too late? And he starts pulling off the blood soaked fur coat. And he starts wiggling out of the leather jeans, but he's got another pair of pants on underneath. It's like he won them, so he just put them on.
Well, nobody wins the first time around. And heroes don't just come out of nowhere. But at the very least, you could be his friend. I think you can do that. You just gotta remember.
Sidekick.
That's not a bad one.
Sidekicks don't get punched in the face much, right? And you could see like it's starting to swell. The eyes are starting to close on him. The sinuses are starting to pound. It's this the shock is wearing off. He's starting to feel the actual damage.
We'll worry about those questions later. How about that?
Okay, good, because I can't see. Can you help me home, Sid? I don't think I can walk either. It's like being drunk, but none of the fun. Oh, who do we talk to about turning off those fireworks? And he just like puts his hand on your shoulder and closes his eyes like he's blind and just trusts you to lead him.
Yeah.
The crippled leading the crippled.
Yeah, pretty much. At this point, Sid's starting to use his new silver hammer. I saw that what you did. And he starts to almost use it like a cane.
Yep.
As his own pains are starting to.
Oh yeah.
Seep in.
So the two of you, I love this image because this is again where I went to graphic novel mode, and in the background it's that sort of monochrome dark purple with the black ink work that they always do of all the people partying and still cheering and drinking and just having a great time and playing crooked games and just having a really good time. And in the front of that there's these two just walking balls of pain, just shuffling at a tenth of the speed of everybody else. One little step at a time, and nobody's even looking because they're invisible, because they're not having fun, they're not at the fair, they're not in the moment. And you work your way back to the hotel and inside. Sid, I know it's practically slave labor, but elevator or stairs? You got Stefano, who's starting to do that thing like he got knocked out earlier today and now he needs to go to sleep because the adrenaline's coming off.
Sid knows that if they stop moving for more than 3 seconds, they're not getting up, so they're taking the stairs.
Okay.
It's like, I apologize for what I've got to do here, but it's for us just as much as it is for you.
Yep.
Well, they would have seen us walk in.
Delilah, yep.
I
was just going to say, yep.
We meet, so as we go to leave the penthouse, we swing the door open and there's them. And I don't know what Artemis does, but Delilah's like,
I wanted to do it on the stairs, so you guys were coming down the stairs. They were
Oh,
coming
on the
up.
stairs.
Because
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
why I asked them. Because if they had taken the elevator, they would have gone past
We
you
would have
coming
missed
down the
each other.
stairs.
Oh, right. 'Cause we did the stairs. So Delilah's like, I think she hears Sid's voice on like the flight
Yeah.
below,
Oh yeah,
and she looks over like when you look down the staircase, and
Yeah.
you're like,
and there's just that arm coming up the stairs like a really person with a really
No
bad
shirt,
back. Just
No hat,
yeah,
new hammer, half dragging Stefano.
bleeding Stefano, stumbling still coming
she
up the stairs.
Delilah books it down the stairs,
Same as Artemis. Artemis
Yeah.
goes to try and
Yeah.
help Sid. And...
and
Bits
she's
of
like,
fluff stuff to you both in various places.
Yep. And the dragon head backpack.
Yep.
Yeah, and the dragon head backpack on my back,
Mhm.
and like she's like, Jesus, what happened to you? Oh my God,
The hell?
where have you been?
Is that a fucking dragon? And Sid, he just passes out and slides down you.
I don't think Sid.
Uh,
Actually, no.
Delilah
because
tries to like catch him a little bit.
Yeah.
This is coming up for next session.
Oh,
If you don't see it, that's the
perfect.
king.
It's the king.
So yeah, I think
So-
Sid just doesn't have it in him to
Artemis will try to
stop
catch
Stefano.
So you read, yeah. I was just gonna say the
Delilah catches Stefano, Artemis catches Sid.
yep, as they fall up the stairs, and you just sort of poof poof, and from just below you, you hear Verite say, "That'd be cute if it wasn't so sad." And that's where we'll drop the curtain on tonight.
Oh my God.
Dark fun, I think, is what we can safely say we did tonight. It was dark as hell from start to finish, but it was a good time. We had plenty of giggles, and everybody's still alive ish
For now.
Yeah, and all back together except for our cop.
I just realized I don't know how this happened, because I could have sworn I cleared that trauma. Maybe I gained another one, but I'm gonna have to clear trauma real fast if I don't want Delilah to die
Well,
next
you
session.
guys are in the perfect place, right? You've got the penthouse to yourselves. You're 1.5 floors down from the penthouse. All you got to do is get the passed out pros here back upstairs, and you'll be fine. So, with that,
Oh my God.
I love this fair. What was the title for next week? I said if we stayed at the fair for
Seven red flags.
flags.
right?
7 red flags.
Well, we're gonna call it 6 red flags because that way it's more. I can make that
It
joke
makes more
because
sense.
that way it's satire
Yeah.
and we're fine. So yeah,
6 red flags.
6 red flags. Perfect. So with that, until next week. Wow. Oh, this was so. I got it's ambivalent, but in a good way. It's like it was really cool and it was really nasty all at the same time. So it was. I'm very happy with tonight. But thank you all to all the people. Thank you so much to Wayward Knight. Thank you so much to Thunderscape7, and thank you to Bison_Stonefist. You guys were all amazing. You went with it tonight. You went with the funny. Delilah, you managed to still stay absolutely shattered, broken, and crushed, but still go with the funny. I love it. Artemis kind of went into almost like mom mode, just sort of hurting Delilah and just sort of preventing them from hurting themselves. It was great to see.
With
And
that little unhinged part of her that's coming out.
oh yes, yeah. Oh, I love the crazy. Yeah, let the crazy
Oh
out.
yeah, I'll burn it down with you. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And
Set a
Bison.
fire along all the walls.
Bison, I always
Push them
love
towards
the
the
one-on-one
exit.
scenes with you because I watch you react. You're not role playing, you're not acting, you're reacting as the character, and it is just an absolute joy to watch. So thank you all 3 of you for yet another amazing episode.
Yeah,
they just keep coming.
No word of a lie. When you said you heard the grinding stones, I heard the sound effect in my head. I like fucking full on. The game turned into Amnesia: The Dark Descent. The water level. If you know it, you played it.
Yep.
You hate it.
Uh,
Yeah, the whole That was a lot of fun.
You are my I just realized you are my trope target. Every time I want to do something that is absolutely a trope, like the flooding room or the casks downstairs, or it's just always like,
The
oh,
vampire.
Bison will go for it.
I
He'll
am
follow
a
me.
fish.
Barrel.
You throw a hook at me.
Yeah.
Arr.
He will follow me down the garden path, knowing it's a garden path. So, thank you all so much. Every one of you is a GM, and it shows because you're all playing the game, the capital T, capital G game, not the little game that each of you plays. It's absolutely wonderful to watch. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to chat tonight. Appreciate it always when you guys show up. Appreciate the comments. I like it when you get the jokes, and I like it when you make it look like I made a joke that I didn't know I make, and so I go along with it and pretend I made the joke. So that's good too. Thank you. To everybody watching on the VOD, thank you, thank you, thank you. And to everybody watching on YouTube, if you watched all the way to here, please hit all the buttons at the bottom because we're going to assume you liked it. So please hit the buttons. And please, hit that donate button so we can get Bison a new lung. Oh, shameless self-promotion out of the way. There is the important thing to do. Until next time, please, 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 be nice to each other. Good night.